Hello guys, we are back in the Join Dota League season number 3, the American Division 1 between Union Gaming and Tengen. It is game number 2 in this 2-game series. Tengen, they took game number 1 rather convincingly, if you ask me at least. I mean, yes, gold and XP graphs, they weren't too far apart from each other, but it just felt that Tengen, they had this game under complete control from like 10 minutes onwards, maybe 15, but close to that. But my name is Coucher and I am not alone, as I am joined by Benji.
Yes, I am. Oops. So put the mic in the right position as I am here once again. And I will say that the first game, it was a little bit interesting. Both the two teams did show what they can do. And if Union Gaming, if they can clean up a little bit of their initiations and maybe just shut down farmers a little bit better, as you know, they didn't really try after the 8-10 minute mark to take out those high farming carries. Maybe they might be able to bring us something else against Tengen. In the meantime, Tengen, are they just going to go for that push once again?
Well, this time around they ban out the Lycan, and this means that we will see a Faceless Void. I have definitely seen more emphasis on the Faceless Void getting banned out rather than the Lycan. So we will see it now in the hands of the Americans. And are we going to see some Wombo combos together with like Ancient Apparition or the likes?
Well, there's a lot of things to go with the Faceless Void. You've got the Scarith Mage, as we saw in like TI4 too many times. And then you've got also the pub version where you've got the Witch Doctor ultimate. You can even throw with the AE ultimate or the Sanking. There's just so many things that go well with such a powerful ultimate. In fact, I'd probably go and say that the Faceless Void ultimate is probably the best in the game.
Yeah, it very well might be. Of course, everything is kind of situational, but in theory at least, just that ultimate is so sick. I mean, just the range that it has. But Union Gaming, they pick up a Brewmaster and the Skyrife Mage. So with the Skyrife Mage pick after the Brewmaster, they both deny that pick to Tengen. As well as, I mean, Skyrife Mage usually, yes, you wouldn't want to use a Mystic Flare into the Chronosphere to try to get the Faceless Void. But if that's what it takes to save a teammate from just getting right-clicked down, you can just put a zoning Mystic Flare, so to say, down there as well.
You've also got the thing of where if you can get the lineup and get the initiation off, you can get that silence before the Chronosphere comes out, and then, you know, avoiding that Chronosphere is a very sad void indeed. As we do see the Shadow Shaman getting picked up once again. Shadow Shaman, regardless of what strategy you're going for, has always been a very, very, at least recently, a very popular pick just because of how strong his wards are.
Yeah, it's just so good to have that extra push, and I mean, when it's a support hero, not too much is expected of him anyway. Him to just get level 6 and put down the master wards, get tower, watch the gold come. It was almost what we saw happen last game as well, so they will be rather happy with that pickup. As Union Gaming, they ban out the Pagna actually. Of course, Pagna is good against Skyrife, but does this mean that they want to go for maybe a Tinker for themselves even?
Possibly, as it's interesting worth note they didn't ban it out, although they do have a Brewmaster who can probably go on that mid area already. Now, interesting enough, they do also have that Invoker they banned out, and I will say that out of all of the heroes on the Union Gaming PE side, although the Invoker didn't really get much farm, he did play rather well, consistently getting really good deafening blasts. You know, he was obviously very comfortable with that hero.
Yeah, they just kind of lacked the setup for the perfect Invoker combinations as it was. Maybe if they themselves would have had a Darkseer, for example, just vacuuming people up for him.
Yeah, because we are going to be seeing that Earth Shaking get picked up from Union Gaming, and already we're seeing a slightly more teamfight orientated lineup from the team who's behind. And this time we are starting to see, you know, it is a more solid lineup. You've got the Earthshake, you've got the Scarlet Mage, and Brewmaster, all very, very strong team fighters.
Yeah, I mean, I just love the Earthshaker overall, and the fact that he has become as popular as he is at the moment. And of course, you can stop the Faceless Void from just doing much of anything inside the Chronosphere. Even though the Faceless Void is extremely speedy in that Chrono, if you get Fissure blocked, you still have to run the long way around. And just setting up kills, even the Mystic Flare. Fissure, not the longest stun in the world, but probably should suffice as it is anyway. And of course, just the roaming potential of those two heroes, it's so strong.
Yep, as in the Scarlet Mage, his ultimate, you know, it is rather wide and still does all the damage regardless of whether you're in the center or the side of it. And being in And if you just get caught at the edge while the stun goes off, it is usually enough to get a kill, unless you're going up against a very tanky hero, or Scarif Mage is still like level 1 ultimate, like 20, 30 minutes in.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna lose some of its effectiveness later on into the game, but man, speaking of ultimates, Tengen, their last pick's ultimate, to me at least, feels like it just keeps on getting stronger as the team or the game goes on, especially once the Aghanim Scepter comes out. The Ancient Apparition, a perfect combo with the Faceless Void.
AA is rather interesting, as he did actually... he used to be first pick, first ban at some cases, but had kind of fallen off in popularity due to the fact he really needs his level 6 to get useful, and often a lot of these games, 1, 2 of these supports don't actually hit level 6 before the team fight starts happening. But still, he didn't really get nerfed, and his ultimate is still as good as it always is, and he's, you know, the rest of his skills is always pretty solid.
Yeah, it definitely is, and well, Unigaming, what do they go for now to just try to live through the combo maybe, or actually some teams just like to pick up Silencer against Faceless Voids in general to avoid any input into the Chronosphere, and usually they want to bait out the Chronosphere and then pop the Global Silence, because if you pop the Global Silence before, you still run the threat of just gonna get Chrono then comboed after that. It is a delicate situation, of course, so Unigaming, are they willing to take that risk to go for a carry Silencer now as they already have 2 supports? Or are they just going to pick up maybe a solid save for offlaner now?
Well, there's still a lot of things they could do, and theoretically, if they wanted to go for a support Silencer, you could send the Scarif Mage mid. As in, we have seen a few players do that rather nicely. The most common I've seen recently was Wii. Played an amazing Scarif Mage mid, and he just does so much damage early on that it can quickly spiral out of control. So we do see a lone druid instead, and that's going to be their offlaner.
Yeah, I don't mind that pick at all. Actually, I'm rather fond of it if he's going for a Radiance, or rather if he gets it with a decent timing, because lone druid is one of those heroes who doesn't actually rely on himself being close to a fight to dish out the damage. He can just stay rather far back and have the Spirit Bear do his dirty work for him, and hopefully he himself won't get caught in the Chrono. Although, if we come into the late game, that actually might become a huge downfall for that hero instead, because Faceless Void, at some point, it might happen that he can just Chrono the Spirit Bear, they kill the Spirit Bear off, and that will already be enough to win the fight.
Yep, so we're going to be seeing the last pick coming out from Tengen on this second picking stage. And they've got the Faceless Void, they've got their 2 supports, they just need their mid and their offlaner, or possibly another carry. Because remember, Void has slowly gone into popularity of being a offlaner.
Yeah, it's so weird how the meta game changes like all the time. Of course, when big patches come out, you're just forced to change because some heroes do receive slight nerfs here and there. But I do believe Lone Druid actually is stronger than people give him credit for, and at least I have been starting to see more and more Lone Druid, and Tengen, yet another Tinker for them, and well, Faceless Void. Tinker can just set down so many layers of March of the Machines there with the Chronosphere being down, as well as just multiple lasers and rockets.
Now, the only issue we've got there with the Tinker is that this time he's up against a Scarif Mage. And a Scarif Mage, if they send that Scarif Mage mid, Scarif Mage beats Tinker so hard it's not even funny. Due to the fact that the reason why Tinker does so well in one situation is due to his laser giving the opposing team mischance. Scarif Mage doesn't care about mischance because he's got spells and they don't miss.
How sick would it be if this game had spell dodge? It's like evasion and spell dodge.
That would be... How would
I mean, Faceless Void kind of has it with the backtrack. But yeah, it's... Thank God, to be honest, that Dota doesn't have such a thing in addition to the complexity that the game already has. But Unigaming, they actually ban out a Darkseer now. This time around, there's definitely way more synergy than in the last game. Just vacuuming everybody up for the perfect Chronosphere, for example, or just into the Ice Blast. But Unigaming, Ember Spirit is the last pick for them. And well, can the Ember survive? Against the Faceless Void, it's definitely a good hero because you can just Remnant out when you see the Chronosphere coming.
But that does kind of remove the possibility of there being a Scarith Mage mid, as you've kind of got these three heroes that all require being in that core positions. Meaning the Scarith Mage is obviously going to be support along with the Earthshaker, and Tengen, well, I think it does do okay against an Ember Sprayer, as long as he plays, you know, defensive enough, doesn't get caught out.
Yeah, he should be fine. Of course, depends on how good of a start Union Gaming gets. The Earthshaker and the Scarith Mage are gonna have to rotate so much, but we see an Ursa! Man, I fail to see the synergy between an Ursa and the Faceless Void in general, because Ursa can't do any damage unless Faceless Void gets the most perfect positioning on the Chronos, leaving heroes just on the edge of the Chronos so that Ursa can actually still do the damage.
Yeah, that's going to be very difficult for Ursa to do anything, and I'm not quite... I'm guessing he's going to be the carry with the Faceless Void just simply being an ultimate, but if you're going to do that, then I feel that something that works well with the ultimate, you know, possibly even if you want to go crazy, like something like a Drought. But let's see how it works out for the rest of them. And they do have a little bit of stun to set it up.
Yeah, and to be honest, when I think about it a little bit more, it's just good in general against Ember Spirit, I feel like, because Ember Spirit, his Flame Guard is what usually keeps him alive, but he's really weak against just pure physical damage, and man, Ursa just has so much of it with his Fury Swipes, and getting his Overpower as well for the increased attack speed. So if he just gets something like a Blink already, they get one disable on the Ember Spirit, and Ursa should be able to just burst him down from 100 to 0.
Yep, so we are going to be having yet another pause, as we're going to be waiting for the rest of Union Gaming to reconnect, and hopefully it doesn't take too long.
Yeah, happened last time as well. I do believe it's not the same. Oh, actually, it is Penjas. So maybe he has some like an issue that every time he connects into a server, gets disconnected once and has to restart Dota or something like that.
Yep, hopefully it won't take him too long to get into the game. But either way, we do have here, they're one game up. They're known as Tengen, and we've got Noobs Auros being played by the Tinker. 2 earlier on the Shadow Shaman. Squee with 2 E's on the Ursa. Ryan Noob on the Faceless Void, and Platinum, the only one who's actually on the team, on the Asian Apparition.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't somebody else play that Tinker last time around? Wasn't it Squee himself and Noobs Are Us? He was definitely playing the Lycan.
Yeah, as in that is, it looks, yeah, that's a little bit interesting, especially considering we saw that Squee, he had a solid Tinker, so I'm guessing Noobs Are Us also has a solid Tinker?
Or does it mean that maybe DG actually an aggressive tri-lane with a Tinker wouldn't be too bad, by them having 3 ranged heroes? Tinker's ranges are pretty decent as well, having 500 of it. Attacking animation not the worst, so just going aggressive, getting maybe the Shackles or the Hex off by the Shadow Shaman, followed by Chilling Touch right clicks. Although then again, I mean, against the Earthshaker I do think it's almost always scary to tri-lane. So I still think we might see it, or even if not an aggressive tri-lane, Tinker just might be farming up safe lane. And having actually an Ursa mid lane against Ember Spirit might not be the worst idea in the world.
It's a little bit risky due to the fact that a lot of Ember Spirit's damage, and he does a lot of it early game, is in that close range with that Flame Break, with that Searing Chains. But either way, if he can, you know, it might work. And to be honest, I have never seen the matchup.
I haven't either really. I mean, how often do you get to see Ursas as it is? I mean, there were a couple at TI4 just Enchantress, Ursa, double jungling and crazy stuff like that. But I'm really excited to see the Ursa. And actually he starts with a poor man shield, gets 2 tango share to him, and he is heading mid lane. But actually, never mind, I got just heated up in the moment. But for Union Gaming, to introduce them as well, the Peruvian guys for you guys. Angel will be playing the off-lane Lone Druid, leaving Sidrolin to play the Brewmaster mid lane with the tri-lane consisting of Sandrels on the Earthshaker. The Scarith Mage will be played by Jericho, and the 5th one for them will be Penjas on the Ember. Yep,
as we are going to be seeing, it looks like it's going to be the standard lanes from Union Gaming. We've got that off-lane Lone Druid, as we'd expect, the mid lane Brewmaster, and with the Scarith Mage, Ember Spirit as the carry and the Earthshaker. And the Scarlet Mage Earthshaker is going to be able to do a lot of damage early on if you go around ganking and doing some lovely, lovely stuff. On the opposite side, not quite sure what the lane's going to be on this side as everyone's kind of grouping around the middle. 5-man mid!
It's the best kind of lane. Always fails. 100% failure rate, probably.
Actually, wasn't there a team that used to do that? That they just simply, 5-man push mid, they went stuff like Enigma and just simply pushed at level 1.
Yeah, but I think it's so easy to actually stop it. Yes, you might lose the first tier 2 towers, or, well, first 2 towers that is. But you can stop them at tier 3 probably. Especially since the other lanes, the side lanes, will just get so much XP in the meantime. Although, I have seen a similar strategy work out when you went for level 1 Roche, then 5-man mid, get the tier 1 tower, maybe tier 2 as well, and then just rotate to other lanes and do the same.
Yep, as in, I also vaguely remember one where there was a quad lane. As in, I know there's been like bunches of crazy games of Dota, as like various teams have tried different things and...
Well, don't think we'll see anything crazy like that at the moment though. At least not with the heroes they have. It would be just literal suicide. But I mean, I just want to know if the Ursa will really be just solo matching up against the Brewmaster. Or will they just dual lane it of some kind, either the Shadow Shaman or the Ancient Apparition helping out?
As in, a dual lane could work. Give the solo lane to the Tinker going up against the Lone Druid, which should be okay-ish, I guess. As in, the Lone Druid will be able to do a lot of harassment with his bear. And Tinker can't really nuke it down, with the offlaner being the Void as usual.
Yeah, probably. That's actually pretty damn accurate, so Tinker needs some babysitting on this safe lane of his. Or at least I would think that he does. So
yeah,
TG may just spread support, one ganking mid lane. Actually this time around 2 Nurla, the Shadow Shaman, he starts with straight out boots of speed, so he definitely wants to be either roaming around or just, if not roaming, then ensuring that on his lane he can actually catch up.
So we are going to be slowly waiting for this pause to finish. As they're going to be saying we're good, they're going to be going. So we're going to be going into game number 2 right now between Tengen versus Union Gaming. As finally the pauses are over.
Yeah, thank baby Jesus. As we see smoke picked up here as well from Platinum, has some observers on his person. And we can already see drawings on the minimap, just go easy gank, easy life, get Ursa the good start that he requires, and I mean, if the Ursa gets a first blood, that is probably the ideal situation for them.
Yep, as we are seeing the pings coming out, lots and lots of pings. Everybody loves pinging early on.
Oh man, it just reminds me of pubs when people ping for no reason 24/7.
Yep, as we are slowly but surely ticking on to these first few minutes, and looks like we're going to be seeing a... Yep, there's going to be that Tinker on that 1 versus 1 lane, voiding the off lane, and either a dual, probably a dual lane here on the middle.
Yeah, we will see how they want to just actually do this. In some way, I want to say that a 1v1 mid lane would be a little bit better for Ursa, just getting those extra levels faster. But then again, just I think already having an Ancient Apparition would possibly be enough to dominate the Brewmaster completely. But Earthshaker, he's hanging around as well. He smells something funny, and well, the Shackles, they probably won't do any good if the Fisher comes out.
Well, in fact, they might want to go for a counter, as we do know that they did just see that. And Earthshaker did see that Invis rune was picked up. As we do see, this might be a career kill. He wants to go for it. 1 attack. Can he get the second one? Yes, he can.
Oh, what a big play that was. Checking out Brewmaster's items. Seeing that he goes for a bottle rush. Maybe even counting the last hits for him. And now he's going to go deny himself. Oh, what? Oh. Just gold-wise, it was still worth it, but Centrals just going for the Fisher to get the last hit, really well done. And of course, this hurts Ursa quite a lot because he has to go into the enemy jungle now to farm out the creep wave, which followed the Shadow Shaman to it. Oh, misses on the one, actually goes for that Quake a little bit, or Earth Shock a little bit too late.
Yeah, but in fact, he might be in a little bit of trouble right now. If the Fissure can come out, he does get the block off. And now he's in a whole bunch of trouble, taking damage. He's trying to go up against his Earth Shaker, but it is actually working in his favor. And Ember Spirit, or Brewmaster, should have probably turned up a little bit faster. But while this is all happening, you know, Brewmaster just getting levels, getting farm, and taking a huge advantage.
Yeah, but there's no way for him to get his bottle for another 1 minute and 15 seconds, so in that regard, it's still not too good for him. And actually, the majority of the creep wave that went into the jungle now followed the Ursa back into the lane. He is low on health, nowhere near his own bottle. Actually, never mind, scratch that, he's pretty damn near to it. And it's getting late, almost 4 AM here. Crazy stuff happening, but offlane fits his void. He's level 3 as well, thanks to the Earthshaker not being around. So he's doing well, as Angel, well, he's free as well. So both offlaners are doing an equally good job.
Well, these offlanes are a little bit weird, giving them a very good lanes. So it's going to be interesting to see for once the offlaners basically being the main focus of the game.
Yeah, and Rhino still just trying to leech even more XP as it is. Whereas Angel just keeps on pulling the lane to himself with the Spirit Bear. Of course, one excellent thing you can always do as a lone druid. And Tinker actually has to back off from the Spirit Bear. You were talking about it as well. The harass is strong, so support, where are you, man? Platino trying to stack up the jungle instead, of course. Even if Tinker doesn't get too many last hits in the lane, but the jungle is properly stacked, he can still catch up with a really fast boots of travels like that.
Yes, we are slowly approaching that 3-minute mark, and the courier is going to eventually come back to the Dire side, probably to be instantly upgraded to that flying courier, giving the bottle to Brewmaster.
Actually, the Earthshaker just brought it with him from the fountain, and the boots as well. So walking couriers, or human couriers, however you want to call them, every now and then we do see them in action. And actually mid lane now, they've left the Ursa alone, TG that is, whereas Earthshaker still hanging around mid lane. So Brewmaster getting the better of it. Last hit wise 19 and 2 compared to 16 and 3. It is still rather even. Oh, a Fissure comes out. A purely harassing one though.
Yeah, because we see this, so missing a few last hits underneath this tower. On the meanwhile, we do have the Void. He's getting lots of levels. Level 4 right now. There's a little bit of pulling going on by the Scarab Mage, but not quite enough to be able to stop this Void from getting the farm the levels he needs. While on the opposite side, the Lone Druid, he's doing roughly the same, although a slightly higher level 4. They looks like they might want to go on him. The Shadow Shaman looking to get that shackle, unable to hit it. They just want to go on the Bear instead.
Oh, I don't think they're gonna get the kill. Well, some harass is always nice, I guess, but if you just bring him lone, Angel, he can send him into the base, and that's just some mana wasted in TG now. Although, if they had gotten it, yes, it would have been good. Just 300 gold bounty. You never say no to that. And so, Ryan, he's gonna get a little bit too overeager. Earthshaker is there as well, but they shouldn't have enough silence or stun to just burst him down before he time walks away.
Yeah, this Void is very survivable in this offlaners. He's even been able to pick up some boots and a few last hits. Not quite as many as the Lone Druid though. Lone Druid having a very good offlane.
Yeah, he is. He's sitting on 12 and 2 on last hits as well, so... Well, actually exactly doubling the... both last hits and denies of Ryan Noobs. This is Void, who time walks away just preemptively here. And mid lane, Ursa, going for some harass trade from between the Brewmaster and himself. But of course, Earthshock level 1, not half as strong as level 3 Thunderclap.
Yeah, that is not going to really do very well for this Ursa, though he can just keep bottling up. He's got that haste rune. What is he going to go for? He has kind of jumped to the jungle. The opposing team knows he's there, though. It looks like he more just wants to try and cash out this Brewmaster, being annoying with his positioning.
And bottom lane, we see the Spirit Bear getting harassed again. Another shackle was used. Even Master Machines brought down by the Tinker, which just pushes out the lane even more. So Lone Druid is like, yeah, I'll trade damage on the Spirit Bear for some XP on myself, no problem.
Yep, and that's the real reason why Lone Druid is very, very powerful. At one point, he was instant picked, instant banned for, I think, like the first 2 internationals. Like, all throughout that period, he literally was instant picked, instant banned, along with Lycan, before those two received a few nerfs to their familiars.
Yeah, and well, we are 6 minutes into the game. We have only 1 kill, definitely slower than game number 1 was. And well, Ursa actually stacking up the Ancients as well at the moment. It will probably be for the Tinkers. Oh, the Fissure comes out. Ursa is going to be in trouble. Brewmaster has the Primal Split as well if really necessary. And Yeah, he's going to use it as well. Can Ursa make it out alive? Nope, I don't think so. The burn, the magic, it should be enough.
Yep, the Ursa will end up falling right there, and that is going to be the first kill, second kill, I mean, coming out. Very nice job there on the Brewmaster. And that's going to give him a huge advantage in this lane, as that's just the power of the ultimate. It effectively gives you free kills early on.
Yeah, and actually, with the Invis rune, does he really want to go for a support pickup here? I guess Platinum should be a rather easy pickup. He doesn't even have boots of speed on Yeti's apparition. Only 5 gold away from it though. Oh, they smoke straight on the Brewmaster. Oh my god, facepalm.
Yeah, they know exactly where he is right now, but they just don't have any vision. No detection at all, and very sad stuff right there as they just waste up a smoke, and Brewmaster getting lots and lots of efficiency out of that in this room.
Yeah, and Senrinels on Earthshaker actually picks himself up a soul ring, so he can just rotate around constantly, have some health regen and mana regen. And actually, roaming Earthshakers, they are way more potent if you go for soul ring. It's a little bit more cost efficient, or just you can get the smaller pieces faster, I guess, than arcane boots. So I like that pickup here, and maybe with that some lucky entangling claws coming out from the Ancient Spirit Bear, might actually get a kill here on Tinker or Shadow Shaman or, well, anybody.
Yeah, but you can get that entangled. The entangled's very good in that bear, if you can get the luck, if you can get the Orange Jesus working for you.
And actually, looking at top lane now, Ryanoob, even though he's mostly against the Ember Spirit, he still doesn't really want to take his chances going to the lane. One silence might be enough if the Skywrath Mage just comes out of the jungle. So, Lone Druid definitely doing better so far. Looking at the net worth as well, actually Penchas is number 1 on the Ember Spirit. Tinker is though following really close behind, and he already has Boots of Travels 8 minutes in. And will those Boots of Travels do anything to him though? No, just going back bottom lane at the moment.
That's a very nice movement coming out from him. That's going to give him a huge advantage. And he's just going to be able to start doing his farm even faster than Squee was able to. And we saw all what happened on the last Tinker when he got bombed like that.
Yeah, of course this Tinker didn't go for a bottle first as oh, Ursa. He buys himself a smoke. Oh yeah, he has Morbid Mask as well. He wants to go for Roche now, I think.
Yep, he does have the ability to do so. That recent, well I say recent, not quite so recent buff. So meaning that his claws no longer counts as a unique modifier.
Actually, it's a really huge buff on mid lane. Ursa might go down. No, side rolling. Yeah, Primal Split, but not gonna dive that far. As Ember Spirit already finishes the face boots and the drums, so still pretty damn stacked on him as well. And you don't really want an Ember Spirit to have a good start either. Otherwise, it will be slightly harder to pin him down. As we see Noobs R Us once again stacking up the jungle, all the camps that were there. He's up to another 900 gold now.
Yeah, because this Tinker just having lots and lots of fun.
Oh,
highest last hitter in the game.
Top lane, man. This Faceless Void just got crushed at the moment. Ancient Seal, it was only a little one, but it was clearly enough. Benches going in with the Remnants. Searing Chain, Flame Guard, of course, was activated. Concussive Shot, 1 Arcane Volt, and he was already down. No backtrack luck, or at least no massive backtrack luck. Mid lane though, Shackles onto the Brewmaster, nope! The end, Primal Split comes out, and who's on the run now? Tinker, much of the machines are down. Even a double layer of Reproval, but Feature locks down the Shadow Shaman for a small time. No, the Fire Bandit already went down. The Earth Panda might fall as well soon, oh my god.
They just, in fact, that's the first time I've seen it in a while. They just simply did enough physical damage to take down a Brewmaster while he's inside his ultimate. A Skywrath Mage is gonna take down the Shadow Shaman. Lovely kill right there, but the push does get started coming out from Tengen here on middle.
Just Mars at the machines, killing off the Tinker, not the Tinker, the Brewmaster there mostly. Of course, Tower helping out, but I mean, I'm as surprised as you are. Just 10 minutes into the game, whoever kills the Brewmasters that fast? But Platinum might be paying with his life. No, the Chronosphere, the Flame Guard damage is still taking Platinum down though. So Benches, if he's gonna lose his life in return. Oh, laser heat seeking misses. No, he's somehow still alive. One more, like, that's all they need. He was sitting at 10 HP now, reaching up. Time Walk after him from the Faceless Void. Is he gonna meet up? No. He denies himself to those neutrals.
Yep, he's not going to take the risk, and that is going to be, well, I say an okay trade. You know, Ember Spirit dying is always a sad thing. He's one of those heroes that does like to quickly get out of control, but on the other hand, we do have the, you know, picking up a kill is also pretty nice, as that Aegis already gets popped on the Ursa.
Yeah, that was definitely not on his agenda, just losing it as fast as he did. But of course, thank God to him that he had that Aegis to rely upon. And actually now Brewmaster gets himself that blink dagger as well, relatively fast. Face boots bottle and 11.5 minute blink. So initiation power is pretty damn strong, and kill score of course 5-2 as well. Looking at the graphs early, it has dropped down a little bit with the Roche mostly, I do think, going in the favor of Ursa. Gold 1.2k ahead for Union Gaming and XP. Around 1000 as well, dropping down from 3k at some point. So Union Gaming, they're not as far ahead as maybe you might think, but it's still looking pretty good for them if you ask me.
Yeah, they're in a very nice situation right now, but they still are up against that Tinker and that Void. Always that turnaround potential coming out from those heroes, as we do see the blink finally being picked up by the Tinker, as the Tinker's just completely out-bombing everyone by quite a considerable mile.
Yeah, he's being absolutely sick at the moment. But we'll see if anybody can catch up or just contest his farm rate. As Lone Druids, Angel, is he gonna go for a Maelstrom or is he gonna go for the Hand of Midas? He has Gloves of Haste and... oh, I think that was the Midas. Yes, Lone Druid is going for a slightly later Midas at top lane. Shadow Shaman went down, but Mass Serpent Wards will get the tower. Maybe, no, tower gets denied.
Very nice job there coming up from Brewmaster, getting that denied just when it needed to.
But Earthshaker, he's gonna lose his life for it. Overpowered, Squee. He came in a Brewmaster. Does he have Prime Split? No, he does not. Of course, he just used it. But he got the blink away, and I mean, TG. Oh, they still find him, but Ember Spirit is trying to come in as well. Martial Machines are already down. The Earthquake misses. Oh, so does the Ice Blast.
Yeah, but the Brewmaster will be able to get out of there because of those two abilities missing. But in the meantime, we do see that Ursa isn't quite done yet. He's now trying to get away. We'll be able to do so nice and safely. And this team fight is kind of still going on.
Oh, the Chronosphere catches to Squee. We'll try to go for Jericho in the meantime. The Mystic Prayer comes out as well. Siren somehow alive. Finally goes down to the laser rock benches. He cleans house, gets to. There's the Echo Slam as well with Squee. Doesn't really care too much on benches now. No remnants left. Wow. That damage coming out from the Ursa like that. Of course, most of the machines was down as well. But Ursa just completely mowed through the Ember. I mean, it looked for a second that it's going alright for UG, but in fact, it really wasn't.
Yeah, that's going to be a 4-for-2 exchange right there, bringing once again TG back into the game. And is this going to be that moment that we saw in the last game at the bottom tier 1 tower, where we just see them, you know, bring back a small lead that Union Game was starting to pick up, and with a very nice team fight.
Yeah, and just having the Chronosphere while the Martial Machines is running, that in itself is already so much damage. I mean, they didn't get the Ice Blast, I think. Mass Serpent Wards were used to just get the tower before, and Shadow Shaman, I think he wasn't even around since he was dead. But can they find the Angel now? Tinker is close by as well. He has Mass Serpent Ward. If he gets the block, Hex is there. Now he's going for the Shackles on the Spirit Bear. They want to get the kill on him. Laser comes out as well. Will they have enough though? Oh my god, so close. No, he goes down. 300 gold for Tinker. And he's going for the Dagon again, unless it's a Force Staff or Necrobook.
More than likely it's going to be that. I'm guessing it's going to be the Dagon, because I'm guessing Necro does not work with Rearm.
Yeah. Even if it does, it's probably just going to spawn new Necrobooks. But benches, oh my god, 4 right clicks and he just has to remnant away.
That is a huge amount of damage there being done. You see the initiation there coming onto Void. Void being silenced up. The ultimate coming out, and that is going to be a kill there onto Void before he even gets Chronosphere off, and that is how you do it.
Yeah, really nice pickup, and Scarf Mage a little bit flexing his muscles there, like, yeah, I still got it, guys. Of course, 1 kill. Is it going to be enough? And to be honest, this Faceless Void, he's in that number 3 position as it is anyway. The utility kind of Void who just needs to get the Chronosphere off. And actually, net worth wise, he is the lowest in his team at the moment. But, I mean, really, he just serves as a... Oh, Shadow Shaman actually getting entangled, clawed up. Another Shackles onto the Spirit Bear, who is possibly blocked in. He hexes there as well. Now he gets through with those Face Boots. And now he goes down as well. And Mass Serpent Wars are gonna get farmed up. That is actually a lot of gold. But Angel, oh, can he get out of the Ice Blast? Yes, he can. that would have been a certain kill otherwise.
Yeah, that more than likely would have been, as probably saw it in the minimap right there. Do see the Brewmaster does pop his ultimate, going in for the kill there, but there's a lot of people doing damage to him, and he might be in a whole bunch of trouble.
Yeah, just Rulings once again going down, Benches comes in to help out Platinum, he goes down, Storm Panda dropping low as well, but he gets Cyclone up on the Ursa and Ursa. Well, if he comes down, oh, the blink out. So clutch, I was so sure he's gonna go down. Fisher actually catches him somehow, but Sentinels is dropping low, as is everybody else. Benches can't go up close, but the Mystic Flare is there to get the kill. Sharing Chains, holding him in place. So Union Gaming, they do come out ahead still.
Yep, Union Gaming doing some very nice team fights right now, really taking advantage of their, especially that Brewmaster ultimate. Although the Brewmaster ultimate is going to fall off a lot faster than it normally would, due to that Ursa being, you know, the main carry on TG. Eventually, that Ursa is going to be able to just take down that those Magic Immune broodlings.
Yeah, we just saw the power of that as well. I mean, the Storm Panda just went down so fast. Yes, it survived in the end, but just barely. And this is now Dagon level 1 for the Tinker. First time he just got that extra bit better, and well, Ember Spirit, I mean, the Dagon pretty much already eliminates the Flame Guard, so the rest of the magic damage will start flowing through.
Yeah, because the Flame Guard, it's, you know, it doesn't do that much once you start getting a lot of magic damage. You can just simply punch right through it, and a late game Tinker against late game Ember, well, it's a little bit interesting.
Yeah, well, if it gets to like those really late game stages, probably Ember will have to just invest into a BKB at some point if he's up against a really farm Tinker as well.
Yeah, because obviously that Ember himself will have that slighted fist span coming out and be super bomb. But we're not quite at that stage yet. We're still only 17 minutes into the game. And right now, the only T1 tower on a TG that's gone down has been the one here on bottom. As it looks like they are going to try and take this tier 1 here on that same lane, which is going to be the last tier 1 left remaining for Union Gaming.
But there's actually a pretty huge item pickup at the moment for Union Gaming. Earthshaker gets the blanket. Oh, he uses it as well. The Fisher onto 2. Thunderclap actually misses on everybody. The Primal Split is there. Mystic Flare completely off target as well. Face Void still alive. Can he come back with a huge Chrono Flare? He time walks in. The Chrono is there. Actually not catching anybody. Only the Ursa himself and the Spirit Bear. That was as bad of a Chrono as you can ask for benches. Will still go down. Shackles do enough, and now Spirit Bear fighting with Ursa. Is he gonna go down? He's dropping low. But Ursa doesn't really want to go that far as side rolling. He gets another kill on the Faceless Void. So in the end, it was a 2 for 2, but the tower does fall down as well.
Yep, so you see the Tinker coming back in again, and I'm surprised with how bad that Chronosphere was, that Tengen was able to keep that fight mostly equal.
Yeah, I mean, just catching the Ursa. I mean, worst case scenario, not catching any enemies, getting the Ursa. And Lone Druid not dying there. Neither did his spare die. He's up to 3.5k gold, so Sacred Relic is just around the corner for him.
Yeah, but we are seeing there the hints of Ursa being able to do a lot of work, especially against that Lone Druid. We do see a possible Roshan attempt being caught out right there. And while the Ursa, he can't go for that just nilly-willy. They do have vision there.
Yeah, that was actually a really bad turn of events for TG now. And looking at the graphs, actually drops down a little bit after the previous fight, but 1k, 1,500 that is, gold graph lead for Union Gaming. XP solid 5,000 and climbing even a little bit. So XP wise they are doing well, but Tinker is the just machine that keeps TG running. 10k net worth, once again 2k above everybody else. A lot like game number 1 was.
Yeah, but once again, that Tinker just proving its worth, proving why it's a viable instant ban situation. As Void's going to keep farming up as well. And this time they've got 2 1 vs 5 cores being picking up on this TG side, so even more late game theoretically.
The more the merrier. So, well, it's still going to be a little bit harder than Shadow Shaman actually. Exact same build. At least item build as last time around, so
guess that's just the way you build Shadow Shaman then.
Yeah, it worked out first game, so why not? But oh, Sequin might be in trouble. There's the slow coming out with the Mystic Flare on top. Boulder Toss keeping him in place there, and side rolling picks up the kill, and Ursa Well, he's died twice now in a span of like, what, 1 minute, maybe a minute and a half?
Yeah, but not going very well for him right now, as he's going to drop down in terms of gold charts. In fact, the only one who's really doing well in terms of farm is that Tinker. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, this game is definitely going to be harder for Tinker, I think. Yes, Spacevoid can still get a huge chrono to just win an easy team fight for them. But he himself actually doesn't have any damage. At least he's not the lowest net worth on his team anymore, but being the 4th position, really nothing to be too proud about. As Tengen is, what, up to level 3 now? And yes, Tinker, Tengen level 3, at least Skyref Mage should be an easy target for him.
Yeah, but eventually we can get him out before the silences do come out. And the Tinker, you know, everyone loves Dagons, everyone loves being able to do the burst, while we do see the Radiance on the Lone Druid.
Yeah, at the same time Brewmaster finishes Aghanim Scepter as well, so 2 huge item picks up at the same exact time for them. And this Radiance will just give Union Gaming so much. First of all, it gives you split pushing potential. You yourself push faster as well if you just want to straight out push, not going for rat or anything. And possibly even disabling the blink dagger on Tinker might already be worth it. And of course Ursa's blink as well.
Yeah,
but oh, Sanders, he blinks in onto the defense point to get the kill before he gets the chrono off. Brewmaster is hexed up, but Tunerla, oh, he buffs the Mass Serpent Wars. Is it a mistake, Earthshaker? He's in range and gets shackled up. No TP for him to get out, and Tinker comes in to get the kill.
Yeah, I feel those Mass Serpent Walls were a little bit of a waste right there, but I guess it did lock him in and force him even deeper into the jungle to be able to pick up that nice and easy kill.
But Brewmaster, he's not done yet. He wants to go for a Platinum Promise Pit. Is there any TP out Boulder to shoot be stopping him? And yes, indeed it will. The secondary Thunderclap, thanks to that Aghanim Scepter, helps out as well. And I have to say this Brewmaster actually has been playing pretty well this game.
Yeah, the Brewmaster really keeping these team fights together, getting those pickoffs, and using his ultimate. Every single ultimate has done at least something, apart from one where it died, like right in the middle of the beginning of the game.
So, it's just looking better and better for Union Gaming. I mean, Tinker, he used to be 2k ahead of the Lone Druid at some point, but now Angel, he's catching up to another 1.8k gold. And just with a Hand of Miles and the Radiance, the farm is going so fast. And now Centrals, he even picks up a gem for their team. I would love to see him quit to the Lone Druid, which is so damn tanky, maybe to the Brewmaster. But another blink into Ryanoob. No, this time he gets a time walk out at least. This Ancient Shield just a tad too late.
But either way, the aggression is coming out from UG. They're trying to catch these players out, and Squig, well, he's just a little bit too worried to try and go for this Roshan, and that Roshan advantage just isn't really going to be his at the moment. Not with the amount of initiation we're seeing coming out from Tengen.
He actually gets caught from the Searing Chains. Oh, the Fisher is there as well, Ursa. Oh my god. What is happening to the Ursa? I don't know if it's what he's doing or just unlucky or whatever have you as Platinum. He's gonna go down as well. Maybe Magic One keeping him alive for the time being. As there's the Hex from Jericho cancelling his TP. They're gonna get the counter, or rather the Sanders comes in. A nice feature with the Enchant Totem. He's the one on the run now, shackled up as well. Is this the throw from Union Gaming?
Yeah, we're just seeing them kind of running in one by one, and they just give up 2 kills for no apparent reason.
On the positive note, Tengen is now up to level 4 on Noobs R Us. But both teams making slight mistakes, but all in all, Union Gaming, they only lose 2 supports. Earthshaker had to blink anyway, and don't tell me they lost the gem. No, they didn't. The gem isn't Brewmaster. Whew, thank God for that. But Union Gaming, 3 of their cores are farming up. Ember Spirit is pretty decent against Tinker, of course, as well, just scouting him out, locking him down with the Sleight of Fist Searing Change combination, remnanting him down, and well, Ember Spirit, he's getting a pretty nice amount of farm, so he's definitely not going to be useless come late game.
We'll see once again a possible initiation, but Brewmaster is going to be able to pop his ultimate and be able to take him out, and this Brewmaster is just doing work right now.
Yeah, he certainly is, and I mean, TG, they don't feel like a same team from game number 1 at all. They just can't go for towers. Actually, I'm not too sure, but to me it feels like they haven't really crossed their part of the map. They haven't crossed the river for a long time now.
I think they're just trying to make it the late game, but at this point, Union Gaming is going to take too much of a lead, and finished the game before that point.
Oh, I mean, it's tough if you're TG. Yes, you have epic turtling from the Tinker, of course. You are like Team Turtle Master almost with that hero in itself already. Ice Blast is hard to push into as well. So Union Gaming, they actually don't have a mech, nor do they have a pipe at the moment. I do doubt Angel is gonna go for one anytime soon. Maybe if he already has his Assault Cuirass finished, can go for a pipe for their team. But Roshan is being attempted by Union Gaming. Gonna be pretty slow at least. He is at the moment so damn slow.
Yeah, I'm just trying to take away that Rosho possibility from the Ursa. Although the Ursa, you know, being on that Radiant side is a little bit hard for him to get into.
Yeah. Oh, side railing. Ryanoob. He wants to come in with that, but the Gem on the Brewmaster. Time walk away from the faces white. That is Aegis going into the inventory of benches. The Ember Spirit, who is actually only like 300 gold away from getting the secondary Battle Fury for himself.
Yeah, 2 Battle Furies at only 26 minutes in. It's a very, very fast timing. And in fact, it's only really this Tinker who's the one who's been keeping up with the opposing team's cause.
Yeah, but as time goes on, the Tinker's just farm diminishes as well, or the rate of farm, and especially considering Union Gaming is having 3 heroes farm up at the same time, they are of course getting more pickoffs as well, so that does help greatly for them. But if you're TG at the moment, what do you actually do? Do you just keep calm, get wards up on your side of the map and farm, and just hope that the Tinker will wreck?
At this point you need to go Turtle.
Oh man, well, at least there's a BKB on Ursa, so that's definitely a positive for him to just stand and deliver, kind of, if he can stay on target.
Yeah, that's always going to be the hard part. But either way, we are going to be seeing a small push coming out here from Union Gaming, as it looks like they're going to start pressuring these tier 2s. As there's no tier 1s left on the map anymore. The tier 2s still left standing for both these two teams. That could be changing in a few moments.
Yeah, and I do think Union Gaming, they were waiting for this thing to happen. Angel just finishes his AC up for the Lone Druid. So with the Assault Cuirass, the push is going to be a lot faster. Mass Serpent Wards aren't going to do as much damage to you, but Ice Blast onto Penguin, Flame Guard activated though. He's going to be just fine.
Yeah, he's not taking any damage from that ultimate. And obviously without the Aegis, it doesn't last that long, meaning the chance of shattering is far reduced.
Vengeance is farming so fast with double Battle Furies now. And what do you think is going to be next? Is he just going to go straight out crit, or is he a little bit afraid of the Tinker, maybe going to go for a BKB now?
Well, it all depends, as in they are pretty far ahead and he hasn't been killed by the Tinker yet. Meaning the Tinker isn't really an issue, but he does still have that Dagon that he hasn't used yet. But it looks like they're going to keep pushing. They want to go for this tier 3s. And tier 3s, well, they are going to get fortification popped.
Actually, Lone Druid still. Oh, but blink in from Ursa. Immediate searing change. Will you see the Mystic Flare? Yes, we will. Ursa is down for the count. No buyback. Ryanoob. Actually, he caught one, but Penjas ran into it as well. There's the Shackles coming up. Penjas, he goes down, loses the Aegis immediately. But Spirit Repair, he's the only one getting hit by the Ice Blast, and 2 Nurla. Primal Split is there. Wow. One Sleight of Fist, and he was just gone almost, as 3 are down. Even with without the AC being on the Spirit Repair still in the stash, at least most of it. They will get the racks probably as Ryanoob. He goes in aggressively, but oh my god! He gets Searing Chains up immediately. He just went for his death.
Not quite sure what he was trying to do right there, as everyone gets taken out and they go for racks. They want to go push this, they want to go finish this right now. They could go for, well, sadly no second set of racks, since these tier 2s are still available. But either way, only 30 minutes in, 1 set of racks. Very nice job from Union Gaming.
Yeah, they just came so far ahead. Lone Druid though did almost go down to the burst damage of the Tinker, but no E-Blade finished yet, so Angel does survive, has another 2.1k gold in the bank, as literally just maximum 2 minutes ago he did purchase up the finished AC. So next item, maybe even gonna build a pipe for himself, or his team rather. As Ursa does get 1 revenge kill on the Earthshaker, but that's really a small consolation considering just what you lost.
Yeah, that is not worth to pick up a set of racks on the opposing team, as we are going to have a quick look at the items to see how they're going right now. And, well, we do actually have the Faceless Void. He's starting to get a small amount of damage. He looks like he's going towards the Aghanim Scepter. Usual off-lane stuff. You get that Master Madness for a little bit of damage, and then throw in the Aghanim Scepter to basically make your ultimate even better. Tinker finally hitting level 5 Dagon. Even more burst damage for him.
Oh, Jericho might be in total Spirit Perish there as well, but gets slowed down from the Earth Shock. An easy kill, but now actually Faceless Void dropping so low in turn. Ben just comes in to help a little bit. Tinker buys back for this because he went down to the what? I don't even know. He went down to the Brewmaster in the meantime. But man, 2 heroes down again. Tinker already bought back, so if he goes down again, which is actually very likely, he's rearming, getting thrown up in the air. They need some damage when he comes down, so he can blink out. And they get it. Oh, he blinks into the river. Benches. Can he get the chase? Earth Shake there. Gets the Fisher, and well, no Tinker for 70 seconds. This is gonna be tier 2. Probably Rax and maybe GG.
Yeah, this could be possibly GG right now. As we see Union Gaming, they're trying to make their way forwards. Can they defend with only 2 players? I don't think so. As a 2 versus 5, well, the math isn't fun if you're a TG fan.
Yeah, man, just looking at the graphs, around 16,000 gold lead now, 25,000 XP as well almost.
And personally, if I was Union Gaming, I would keep pushing right now.
Ursa though wants to take a fight, but immediate entangling claws. Even if the BKB activated, he just gets stopped in his tracks. And well, oh, but Ryan Oop getting pinches. No damage output. The Earthshaker comes in with a nice Fisher. Mystic Player was there as well. They lock down Squeezy. One Sleight of Fist almost brings him down completely as a Daedalus is finished on benches. And well, Ursa he buys back, but what can you really do here?
Just look how much damage that Ember Spirit is doing. You know, just simply with one Sleight of Fist. 50 mana spent and, you know, the squads are basically dead.
And that is tier 3 going down. Tinker though is going to come back in 1 second time, but Rax, they will have lost it already. And now, oh, another steering change onto the Shadow Shaman. They aren't going to die. Oh, another Primal Split comes out. Fire Panda down immediately from the Dagon, but Shadow Shaman gonna get the Thunderclap in the face. Earth Panda should be able to just make it out of there.
That is going to be level 3. As it looks like they're going to go for a kill. The Tinker will be able to pick it up. Lovely stuff there. And the GG gets called.
There's just no way around it anymore. Union Gaming, they just got so much accomplished, and well, most of it came down to just that one bottom fight where the Faceless Void's chrono was pretty damn horrible. I mean, they didn't lose the fight badly, but from there on, it felt like the Ursa just was caught out of position a couple times too many.
Yep, the Ursa just completely getting caught out too many times, and that is going to be a 1-to-1 draw for both these two teams. So both of them probably pretty happy with that result.
Yeah, especially Union Gaming, just being 1 game behind. And well, overall their score is now 1-3, only 1 win, 3 losses. So definitely Union Gaming a lot of ground to still make up in the entire group stage to come. But guys, this was the last cast by us for today, unless some surprise casts have popped up. I do hope that there hasn't. So guys, do appreciate you guys watching us, supporting us at the late hours of night, and of course supporting Join Dota League as well as those American and South American teams. And well, if you want to support us even more, you can follow us on this channel as well as HeflaTV one, and all our social media is just HeflaTV on Facebook, Twitter, and even VK for the Russian viewers. And those VODs of course will be up on YouTube, which is youtube.com/HeflaMok. The links are below the stream anyway as well. So if you want to share the VODs or rewatch them, they will be up rather fast. And well, huge thanks to just Benchy for casting with me.
Yeah, but I'm now going to go back to sleep because I'm going to wake up at 7 in about 5 hours-ish time to get to work.
Oh, good times, good times. Well, you can follow him for sure at Benchy on Twitter as well to just show him your support. Maybe leave some feedback if you liked it, if you hated it. Doesn't really matter, I think. So guys, just have a good night and a few songs to finish up the stream.